I am very discombobulated today. Very, very discombobulated. Um, totally messed up here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm totally discombobulated. All right, so if you could please check out my Star Trek recaps on Friday, my If Then episodes on Friday. I've worked really hard on those, gathering all those materials. I also work really hard on Flashback Monday. And if you could also check out my daily book reviews, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm KRISTINA. Come here. KRISTINA. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects going on here. No theme music. None of that, coming soon, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, we'll get to it at the end. Yeah. No. What you see is what you get. It's me. There's no special editing. There's no special anything here. No special nothing. I did spend $20 though, so you have to let me know if it works. It's green when it works, and then it turns all these other colors when it's not working. But I spent $20, so let's see if it works. So anyways, this is Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in here. And I don't think it's going to be that many today. I think we'll hit 50. I'm not exactly sure till I get to the end. I'm going to... Did you... Okay. So I don't know how many, I don't think it'll be that many today, but we'll give it a shot. This is May 2011. We started with 2007. We are proceeding until 2016, and then we'll have some other specials from the magazine. But I try to do some from each and every section: historical romance, contemporary, mystery, sci-fi, paranormal, harlequin, and erotica. So we'll be doing this for a while. We got a special on Debbie MACOMBER that we'll see later on. We'll talk about her later. And remember how they used to have comic books? They have sci-fi, they used to have romantic times book review conventions. Fun times. And I may be doing something about this later, so we'll just show you a sneak peek of these peeps, because we'll be talking about them later. So, while we are totally messed up today, totally unorganized, oh, and I did a cowboy thing the other day, and I missed this article, and I could have used it for my cowboys. So maybe I'll come back and do another cowboy. Please go check out that If Then. And please go check out the If Then on Black authors, and also the If Then on Native American Indians, featuring Tony Hillerman and Ann Hillerman. I actually got... Would you believe it? I was so happy. It made my day, my month, my year, that Ann Hillerman actually watched my video review of her book and thanked me for it. Isn't that awesome? And according to my analytics, you have already signed off and you are not even here anymore. According to my analytics, you just don't stick around. Alright, so let's start with historical romance. And do you remember that children's book, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? Well, this is a Cloudy with a Chance of Marriage. There we go. I discovered that I was going like this, and I was like, oh, you know what? I need to do this and count to 10 to make sure you can see the cover. 4.5 says, most of the things that I review in here have at least 4 or 4.5 stars. There's a couple of 3s, but most of the time they're 4 at least 4-star books. It says, Cloudy with a Chance of Marriage, KIERAN KRAMER. Kramer's latest delectable romance is enchanting, joyous, and adorable. Her irresistible and irrepressible hero and heroine will steal your heart. But don't be fooled by the lightness. There's also depth of plot and character and great wit to entrance the most jaded reader. Jilly Jones, owner of the Hopodge Bookshop on London's Deer Street, knows enough about bad marriages to fill a book, and she's not interested in entering that union again. She loves her bookshop and her neighborhood, even if it does have the worst weather in the city and people think the street's unlucky. She doesn't love her new neighbor, Captain Stephen Arrow. Arrow of the regiment's Impossible Bachelors has inherited the house across the street from Jilly. He'd love to sell the old place, but he can't find anyone willing to overlook the street's degraded reputation. Stephen likes Jilly's wit and intelligence, even her scolding. He's out to win her any way he can, perhaps by uncovering the street's dark secrets. An old diary, meddlesome neighbors, and an unusual house lead to unexpected passion, and that clears the fog. I want to keep track here. I should have this one. Dangerous in Diamonds, Madeline Hunter. I should have this one. I have quite a few of her books. 4.5 stars. Hunter has saved the best for the last installment of The Rarest Blooms. Oh, it's Dangerous in Diamonds. The depth of characterization and intense emotions will enthrall readers, and the tight plotting and masterful storytelling will captivate. The Duke of Castleford fills his days and nights with drinking and whoring, except for Tuesdays, when he's sober enough to see to his ducal duties. Bored with his lifestyle, he decides to visit 4 small properties that he has inherited. One houses a flower shop known as Rarest Blooms, and when he spies the beautiful Daphne Joyce, Castleford is fascinated enough to be sober when it's not Tuesday. Daphne doesn't need Castleford snooping around her odd household, but he isn't one to be denied. He lures her to London and then tries to uncover the reason for his distant relative's bequest. Used to caring for others, Daphne allows herself to be wrapped in diamonds and Castleford's arms. They soon realize they have an enemy in common, and when the past comes crashing down, they are strong enough to face their old demons. So, let's see what happens there. There was a second. Let me see. There was a second. Oh, there we go. And I'll bet you anything, I have the 3 books down here at the bottom. But not the green one. I'm almost positive. I've had the ones on the bottom. Alright. Mary Jo Putney. This lady is one of my authors, and I love her books. We'll have to go through her books at some point. I don't have all of them, but here's a big... The Lost Lords. I'm a series person, so I have... whenever there's a series, I always buy them all. So here we go. Mary Jo Putney. Nowhere near respectable. 4.5 stars. Of all Putney's heroes, the Lost Lords are the most irresistible. Bad boys who are very good, with characters so vibrant and real, they leap off the pages and the authentic backdrop. Putney delivers another marvelous, unforgettable story with a dash of the exotic that perfectly merges with romance and mystery. He's a gambler, a wastrel, and a rake. Damien Mackenzie is also a hero who rescues Lady Lawford from a band of smugglers. As the sister of one of his closest friends, Carrie... Yes, ma'am. um, Carrie would be off limits, but nothing about this half Hindi, half English lady is ordinary. Carrie is not about to let Damon get away. She'll work her wiles to win him. Damon manages to keep his distance until the night Carrie rescues Princess Charlotte from kidnappers. Now they are drawn into a plot against the royal family, placing them in danger. See what happens. Come here, you. She's pacing back and forth here. Anna Campbell. Midnight's Wild Passion, 4.5 stars. Oh, I could read this magazine every day, all day. I just find myself going through it. Uh, this one in purple. Anna Campbell, Midnight's Wild Passion. 4.5 stars. Isn't just the sensuality she weaves into her story that makes Campbell a fan favorite. It's also her strong three-dimensional character, sharp dialogue, and deft plotting. Campbell intuitively knows how to balance the key elements of the genre and give readers an irresistible, memorable read. Nicholas Calendar, Marquis of Rainlow, has waited decades for opportunity to have his revenge against Godfrey Damaris for ruining his sister. Now, with Damaris' sister Cassandra making her debut, he plans to seduce the chit and destroy her reputation. But first he has to get through her chaperone, Mrs. Smith, a.k.a. Lady Antonia. Antonia knows all about rakes like Nicholas, having been forced from her life of privilege by scandal. She hides her identity under somber clothes and spectacles. She will not allow Cassandra to be caught in the same trap. But Nicholas' immediate attraction to the plain, prim, and proper Mrs. Smith is unexpected, and it soon becomes more of a challenge to seduce her than ruin Cassandra. Antonia realizes how dangerous her attraction to him is, but she's tempted to seize the chance for the passion and pleasure Nicholas promises. We shall see. I also did a an if-then on Highlanders and Kilt. Nobody watched! Could somebody please go watch my if-thens? There's 25 or 6 of them now, and nobody is watching! And I just want to be liked. I just want to help you find a book to read. I just, when I'm trying to talk about something and I want you to make your own judgment and I just don't know it's just good, it's just bad, it's just Untamed Highlander, Donna Grant. What's the thing say? Devil in the flesh. Druid born and magic blessed, Ilsa is one of the deadliest she-devils ever to serve the forces of darkness. As an immortal Highlander warrior, it's up to Hayden Campbell to destroy her and her kind. But Hayden Isla is more than a sworn enemy. She is temptation. What's the review say? It's in here twice, too. It's got a small picture, too. 4.5 stars. Grant's newest dark sword tale is outstanding with its delight meddling of history and the effect of centuries-old Druid magic. Wonderful characters with depth, charm, and sensuality, and a dark, brilliantly told tale brimming with emotion and sexual attraction. And Mallory Margaret the Guardian. Uh, I left all the cards in. The I love these magazines. There is the Guardian. I just love these. I'm a Regency chick, and I'm a paranormal chick, and I'm a mystery chick. I hope you were watching all the J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood series and my James Patterson Alex Cross series, and we have finished the Victoria Thompson series, the Sarah Brandt and Frank Malloy, and I went beyond. I finished the books, I reviewed them all for my channel, and then I went through and did a quick reading list to show you your reading order. And I went 1, 2, 3, all the way through, showed them all. Next, the week after that, you'll see another video, the same books, the same order, but that time I'm doing a special on Mrs. Ellsworth. I love Mrs. Ellsworth and her quotes and her superstitions, so please check that out too. That's going to be the following week. And that'll end our Victoria Thompson until I can catch up on the counterfeiters. I know that there should be a counterfeiter out there. I need to look for it. And so check those out. But also go back and check out, the week before I did a Christine Feehan reading list. And I had a Christine Feehan haul. And I shifted this whole bookcase. My books are not in the same order. And I'm like, it takes me a minute. Well, the first shelf is in the same order. The first row. But the rest of them, everything's been shifted over to make room for the Feehan books. And I did a reading list for that, and you'll see that took longer because I did the Carpathians, then we did the ghosts, then we did the leopards, then we did the sisters. We did all those. So that took a while. We did all of the sections. So, where was it? Oh, the Guardian. Should I show that again? Because we got off. We got off track. What does it say? A Guardian. 4.5 stars. Mallory imbues history with a life of its own, creating a deeply moving story. Her characters are vibrantly alive and full of emotional depth, each with their own realistic flaws. Her sensuous and highly passionate tale grabs the reader and doesn't let go. Ian MacDonald rescues his young friend Silas from a forced marriage to Angus McKinnon, and his family forces them to marry so that Silas' inheritance, the castle, will not get into the McKinnon hands. While he's always been her protector, Ian is too young to be a husband. At 13, Silas has worshipped and loved Ian, but after the ceremony, Ian and his friend Alex leave to fight in the border wars. He returns 5 years later and is overwhelmed by Silas's maturity, beauty, and love for him. He assumes his responsibility, vowing to win her respect and create a real marriage. I should have this one. Do you know this woman has assumed names? She is also Kenley McGregor. She has a couple of assumed names. Wait a second. Jane Ann Krantz. That's who she is. It's Sherilyn McKenyon that was Kenley McGregor. Forgot about that. So Quicksilver, this gray one, Amanda Quick, is also Jane Ann Krantz. 4.5 stars. For mystery steeped in paranormal, no one tops Quick. Her brilliant, carefully constructed plot lines are enhanced by the paranormal elements, yet she never allows either to supersede the other. Her strong characters and their sharp dialogue take center stage of this gripping mystery, and the backdrops steeped in fog and eerie shadows captivate the chilling atmosphere grippingly. Virginia Dean is a gaslight reader. She reads the energy locked in a mirror and reads the clues to her clients. But when she awakens next to a dead body holding a knife dripping blood, her gift gives no clue. Then Owen Sweetwater breaks into the locked room. Sweetwater has his own gift, which tell him she has been framed. Working with the Arcane Society, he hunts a serial killer who targets gaslight readers. Owen realizes he must protect Virginia and that he needs her skills to catch the killer. Their attraction is as powerful as their gifts, and by combining their talents, Owen hopes to prove Virginia's innocence. So we'll get to that. Emma Wilde's One Whisper Away. Oh, did I forget one? No. It's not this one. It must be next month. One Whisper Away. Emma Wilds. 4 stars. The first in Wilde's Ladies in Waiting series is a lush and highly sensual love story. This is the beginning of a promising series. The author introduces characters we will see in future books, which may distract from the primary love story. Lady Cicely Francis is set to marry a lord, but she's looking for a way out. Since she knows her sister is the one who truly loves him. She finds it in an unexpected encounter with the Earl of Augustine. An American and half Iroquois, Augustine is in England to settle his father's affairs and his 3 half-sisters' lives before returning to the States. When he innocently wipes spilled champagne off Cicely's gown and whispers in her ear, he starts quite a number of rumors in the ballroom and sets Cicely to thinking. She proposes an arranged engagement which would silence wagging tongues and give her sisters a chance to hook their man. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. To hook him in. Augustine already desires Cicely, so he's more than willing to pose as her fiancé. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You keep nudging my hand. Yes. 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 Uh, Isabel Carr. Ripe for pleasure. If I can do this. No, 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 no. Goodbye. Ripe for pleasure. Uh, Carr is a born storyteller. She enriches her sensual tale with colorful detail, suspense, and treasure hunt and charming, delightful characters, including a marvelous mastiff. The fast-paced and added humor will have readers eagerly waiting for the next novel. Much to the chagrin of Ton, Viola Whedon, a highly sought-after courtesan, has been writing her memoirs. When a gang of men break into her London townhouse, she believes they are after the script, and so she accepts Lord Leonidas Vaughan's help. Leo knows it's not the text, but a royal treasure that has his cousin's henchmen snooping around the house. He spends much of his time at Viola's home, and when a fire breaks out, he takes her to his remote estate for safety. Viola thinks she's above seducing, but as they engage in sexy games, she marvels at the passion he arouses in her. Leo finds pleasure he never knew existed in the relationship. While their love blooms, the hunt for the treasure intensifies, and Viola is in danger. See what happens there. Oh! Catherine Smith when tempting a rogue. You know, I probably have this one. There you go. Tempting a rogue, Catherine Smith. Oh, excuse me. 4 stars. Smith utilizes the second chance at love theme to best advantage with an emotionally powerful and passionate love story. There is always an underlying depth to Smith's work that allows readers into the hearts of her characters. Tristan Kane has done his best to forget but never forgive Vian Leriot for scarring his heart and his youthful pride. The time has come for him to exact his revenge. He gambles and wins Vian's debt voucher to become her partner. Van is used to controlling her life and her passions, but that becomes difficult as they work together on a new store being constructed near Harrods. Oh, and there's sexual tension. Mayor Rodale. Tale of Two Lovers. Every time I see something like that, I think of A Tale of Two Cities. I don't know why, but that's what I do. In the middle here with all the grass. Mayor Rodale. Um, uh, 4 stars. Rodale is back this time with heroine whose penchant for getting in trouble is mightier than her sharp pen. Readers who enjoy empowered women and alpha males will adore this installment in the Writing Girl series. Her quick wit is only matched by her character hijinks and a touch of mystery. Um. Oh, it's got. Oh. Oh. I didn't see this coming. Apparently it's an Eminem book too. I didn't know that. Did you know that? I did not know that. And she says she doesn't handle it very nicely, so maybe controversial. Lord Simon Roxbury's name fills the pages of 2 gossip columns, but when the London's Weekly, a Lady Distinct, reports on Lord R's rated salacious relationship, all hell breaks loose. Roxbury's family gives him an ultimatum: matrimony or penury. When Lady Juliana Somerset adores her job at the Weekly, reporting on the latest scandal, the only thorn in her side is her rival, a man about time. She's sure she scoped him with Lord R. item, but her gossip brings a very angry Roxbury to the paper's doorstep and a duel ensures. Juliana's reputation as well as her job is nearly ruined. Caught as a pawn between the rival columnists, Simon suggests the only way out of the scandal is marriage. Interesting. Um, was that the last note? Rivals in the Tudor court. Down there. Rivals in the Tudor court. 4 stars. There are many viewpoints of the Tudor era as there were nobles in the court of Henry VIII. Bogdan has chosen 2 very different women and the man they loved to tell this tale. Carefully researched and a gift for realistic and sympathetic portrayals give Bogdan's novel a sense of time and place. There is an insatiable thirst for information about Henry VIII's world, and Bogdan gives those craving something new inside the Howards. Thomas Howard, Duke of Norfolk, was shaped by many things: his family's political leanings, a craving for power, but most of all by the pain of loss. First his young sister, then his children from his first marriage died. He fears the fragility of life and begins seeking solace in the Tudor court. Elizabeth Sandford is in love with another young man when her father gives her to Thomas, but she becomes a dutiful wife and lady-in-waiting to Queen Catherine of Aragon. She begins to fall in love with Thomas, and when young Beth Holland becomes his mistress, she does not go quietly into the background. Interesting. Okay. Inspirational. Meg Moseley, When Sparrows Fall. That one right there. 4.5 stars. Debut author Moseley writes a compelling story. Miranda's will to fight oppression is heartfelt, and Jack's incessant to be well. Jack is both frustrating and charming. As the readers grow throughout the story, readers will embrace them and never want to let them go. Widow Miranda Hanford wants to break the hold her pastor has over her, but he knows all her secrets and blackmailing her into submission. Jack Hanford is concerned about his estranged sister-in-law and her children, both their sheltered living conditions and the hold Mason has over the family. He seeks to make changes before anyone gets hurt. Nancy Moser, unlikely suitor. Four and a half stars. Moser knows how to mix love and friendship across lines. Fans of fashion and romance will want this for a keeper for their shelves. Socialite Rowena Langdon invites Italian dressmaker Lucy Scarpelli to Newport to create her summer wardrobe. While Rowena faces an arranged marriage, Lucy meets an intriguing man on the cliff walk. Will they find happiness or not? Oh, I got it. Sorry. Delilah PARR, Hidden Affections. This one here in the gray or brown. 4 stars. A wonderful novel whose characters find themselves in situations not of their choosing and try to make the best of it. Annabella Tyler has married a man she barely knows in order to save her reputation, even though she tries to tell the minister nothing improper happened between her and Harrison Graymer. Harrison is as unhappy as she is and promises her he will do what he can to get the marriage annulled. See what happens. Miles to Go, Richard Evans. Miles to Go. 4.5 stars. Evans makes you fall in love with his characters from the first page of his follow-up to 2010's The Walk. I've waited and wondered what would happen to Alan Christopherson once he began. Now I know, and I feel like I've gone on a journey of my own. When widower and former advertising executive Alan Christopherson loses everything, he makes a decision to walk from Washington State to Key West. But after he's viciously stabbed in the side of the road, he's homeless and bedbound until he is saved by a woman named Angel. She takes him into a home, but she needs him to save her before he can continue his journey. Interesting. Angela Hunt. The Fine Art of Insincerity. Fine Hunt. 4.5 stars. Hunt delves into some serious issues in this family drama centered around 3 sisters clearing out their grandmother's house, yet still manages to add humor when it's needed most. This emotionally compelling novel is a gem. With 10 marriages between them, Penny, Rose, and Ginger know a thing or two about relationships, but they don't know a whole lot about how to sustain them. As they gather together to pack up and clean their grandmother's house, wounds new and old are brought to the surface, and the women must learn how to deal with their hurts both alone and family. Itch again. Lorna Seastead, A Great Catch. A great catch. 4 stars. Book 2 in the Lake Manuela Summer series will charm the readers with its delightful community spirit. It's a tribute to the Midwestern lifestyle of celebrating both God and country. When Emily Graham aunt and grandmother decide to find her husband along the resort guest at Lake Mawa, the spunky suffragist is determined to politely decline all of it until Carter Stockton makes his appearance. Kathleen Morgan, A Great Divide. Divided. Excuse me. A Heart Divided. Kathleen Morgan, 4 stars. Morgan launches a new series, Heart of the Rockies, written with charm, wit, and characters to be cherished. The characters are strong, able to solve problems with an open mind and heart, and have some giggles along the way. Sarah Caldwell cannot believe the feud between her family and the Wainwrights is still going on. When her father gets her to distract Cord Wainwright while he and his brothers rob them, Cord takes Sarah to his ranch until the sheriff can charge her with robbery. They realize they are falling in love with each other. Aww. So I keep reading the same titles. Just cross some of these off. Okay. The Beech Trees by Karen White. Into mainstream fiction we go. And there we go. Black and white. Karen White. The Beech Trees. 4 stars. White's ability to showcase her character's flaws and strengths is one of the best in the genre. Julie is a strong protagonist with realistic struggles, and her slide into true love is true to life. The mysterious Seth Blood is not at all that mysterious, but the story surrounding it is so splendidly woven, you don't care. Julie's younger sister disappears while Julie was supposed to be watching her. So at just 12 years old, Julie learned what it meant to be heartbroken, guilt-racked, and to never give up the search. When her best friend Monica passes away, leaving her young son Beau in Julie's care, Julie must learn to love and be responsible for her child and to revel the strings of the past and have taken Monica away from her own family. Why would Monica leave her son to Julie when her family is desperate to have a relationship with Monica's only child? Don't know. And a lady that you've probably seen on your shelves forever. And of course, I mentioned in the beginning, Debbie Macomber. Big, huge story on her. A Turn in the Road. See a better Turn in the Road. 4 stars. Macomber moves her latest story from Blossom Street, but keeps the same relatable characters in this road trip tale. While the situation and characters' actions may seem unlikely in the real world, the book will still delight fans and inspire many to gas up the car. From Seattle's Blossom Street, 3 women set out on a road trip that will change their lives. Bethany Hamill needs time to wrap her head around the reconciliation her ex-husband wants now that his second marriage has failed. Her daughter Annie is out to prove her one-time boyfriend that she can live without him and to convince her mother to reconcile with her father. Bethany's former mother-in-law and longtime widow Ruth would like to reconnect with her first love at their 50th reunion. The reason for the trip. The women have maps, but the journey takes a number of unplanned turns, including right to a hero on Harley. That's when Bethany's decision about Grant becomes a lot harder. Ugh. John Scalzi. Fuzzy Nation. Into the Sci-Fi. 4 stars. Scalzi's reboot of H. Beam Piper's classic 1962 novel Little Fuzzy takes the original plot and characters and reimagines them for a modern audience. Published with the blessing of the Piper estate, this fast-paced and witty tale was much recommended. However, Jack Holloway is nearly indistinguishable from Scalzi's other sarcastic and smart-mouth protagonists. And while this isn't a problem, it's a flaw that readers may find distracting. Jack Holloway, an independent surveyor and prospector on the Zeracorp controlled planet of Zassus, discovers a seam of tremendously valuable and rare gemstones, and is able to lay claim to a significant percentage of the future income. When Jack arrives back at the camp, he discovers that his home has been infiltrated by a bipedal creature, covered in golden fur and almost impossibly cute. Shortly thereafter, Fuzzy's entire family arrives, proceeding to complicate matters tremendously because they appear to be sentient. Zeracorp right to exploit the planet's rests on their ability to certify that Zafuva is empty of sentient beings. Uh-oh. I don't have a picture for this, and I should actually have the book. I can't tell you how many times a week I have this book in my hand. I didn't even think about it. But this is 2011. And this book is still being purchased today. It's still being read and talked about today. Think about that. This was written in 2010, and then published in 2011, let's say. And there were movies, there's series on this. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't have a picture, but it's Divergent. I'm sure you've heard of it. Got 4.5 stars. Veronica Roth. Riveting. Roth has taken the standard sci-fi dystopia and transformed it into an action-packed psychological thriller with romance. Beatrice is a believable and relatable character, and her journey will keep you up late reading. When you are 16, you get a choice. It defines the rest of your life. There are fetishes within society and valuing particular trait. The friendly, honesty, bravery, selflessness, or knowledge. Children are raised with their parents' faction, but at 16 they get to choose which faction they wish to be initiated in. If they fail initiation, they are forced to join the factionless, homeless, roaming the streets, but not everyone fits into a faction. These, called divergents, are rare and considered dangerous by those who wish to misuse their power. For Beatrice, which seems like a terrible news, will turn out to be her greatest challenge. And I'll be there. Holly Goldblum Sloan. It's the middle one with the ship. Readers will love this sense of karmic justice and the depth of characters in this beautiful and loving moving story. 4.5 stars. Sam's never met anyone quite like Emily before. Someone with a stable home and a loving family who goes to high school. Emily had never met anyone quite like the mysterious 17-year-old Sam and his younger brother Adder, 10-year-old brother Riddle. On the run with their single father, a criminal with psychology issues, they never known safety, security, or school. But as Sam and Emily are drawn closer into each other's lives, their lives will be changed for the better forever. The Magnolia League. It's the one on the end there. Four stars. Katie Crouch. Magic, thrills, romance, drugs, and potions litter this fast-paced tale. Though readers may be initially confused as to its time period, all soon becomes clear as readers race towards the cliffhanging end. Alex Lee grew up a communal farm with specialized in growing pie, but when her mother died, she must move to Savannah, where she learns to her true identity as a member of the Magnolia League, a high school group which reached its echelon thanks to voodoo. Now the whole town's watching. Alex must change from a hippie to a fashionista or be doomed to be the same fate as her mother. But when will all the spells and curses be enough? Will she realize that being perfect isn't all that it's cracked up to be? Now, normally I don't include 3 stars in these reviews, but she is an awesome author. I'm still reading her today. I just did one of her brand new Rip Through Time books the other day, so please check out that video. The Gathering. Secret skeletons and supernatural thrills. Strange things have been happening in Salem Creek, the tiny Vancouver Island town that Madeline calls home. She is haunted by mysterious deaths, unusual sightings, and curious premonitions. The Gathering. It got 3 stars, like I said. The spin-off of Dick Armstrong's Darkest Powers series falls a little short. The characters seem flatter than her previous ones, and the plot, although interesting, is mostly set up for the trilogy, which may leave readers bored with few questions answered. Maya is content with living with her adopted parents in a secluded small town, but when her best friend mysteriously drowns, Maya is determined to find out what really happened. Strange things start occurring, like her sudden ability to communicate with animals and an unexpected love interest that leaves her questioning her native descent. Interesting. Moving on to mysteries. Thou Shall Kill, which should be Thou Shall Not. But anyways, Daniel Blake. I got 4.5 stars. Blake's suspense series starts with this pulse-pounding story, offering plenty of guilt to go around. Although the murders are grisly, it's the mind games and the psychological thriller that will make you cringe. Besides the serial killer focus, Blake adds plot lines addressing the alienation and limitations of growing up in an immigrant community. The story is told through third-person POV, first-person POV of the killer, and various reports of official forms. Pittsburgh detective Franco Patrice finds himself investigating a string of murders while reeling from the death of his parents. A 3-victim prominent surgeon, a high-profile Catholic bishop, and a well-known judge are burned alive. The perpetrator is officially designated a serial killer, and the pressure to find a link between the victims. Suspicion soon falls on the young Muslim, and the detectives fear may be involved in terrorist activities. Both Patrice and detective partners find their personal lives complicating their investigation as matters spiral out of control. See what happens there. We are finally on to page 2. Slugfest. 4.5 stars. Harris is back with another installment of her dirty business. The New York City setting is unusual for a cozy, and it's fun to follow garden maven Paula Holiday from swanky hotel boss to Korean groceries to the Big Apple flower shop as she deals with eccentric cast of characters and solves crimes. Paula Holiday heads back to Manhattan to a man at a booth at Big Garden Industry Trade Show. She has a friend's apartment to stay in and old haunts to visit, and she's looking forward to mixing business and pleasure. But the death of another attendee throws a towel in the works, and Paula has to find a killer before it's too late. See what happens there. I just talked about this in Amateur Sleuths the other day. And it'll come up. These books will come up forever in different categories. Amateur Sleuths, Cat, Bookstore. The second mystery of the Cat in the Stack series is sure to be a hit with bibliophiles and animal lovers, not to mention anyone who likes a well-plotted mystery. The characters are unique and often eccentric, having a male amateur sleuth with a subplot that explores his relationship with adult son brings a fresh twist to the genre. Librarian Charlie Harris is hired to do inventory of the rare book collection of James Delacour. The elderly man shares his Mississippi mansion with several odd and often shockingly relatives. Although Delacourt has supported him financially for decades, he suspects that someone in his family is stealing from his priceless book collection. When Delacourt is murdered, Charlie knows that identity of the murder is tied to stolen books. Charlie and his feline sidekick Diesel help the police identify the killer. I tried to get this next one. I do not have a picture. I tried to get it. I'm sorry about that. It looks like you have died. Look at that. Completely dead. Let me see if I can. There we go. It woke it up. It must have went to sleep or something. I tried to get this one and I couldn't get a hold of it. That he's a really, really good author, but it was the last book, not this particular one, but he's the last author my mom was reading before she died. She was in the middle of Angel's Flight when she died, and it's just creeped me out ever since, and I can't read them because I've just got that on the brain. But I've tried to get this one for this commentary, and it was hard to get a hold of, so I couldn't do it. The Fifth Witness by Michael Connelly, 4 stars. Mickey Holla gets more interesting with every outing, and Connelly fleshes out the Lincoln lawyer some more in The Fifth Witness. His legal strategizing is pleasure and amusing, as are the internal struggles he experiences while defining his tarnished clients. The book's ending is a little too neat and heavy-handed, but it's redeemed by Connelly's adept encapsulation of the mortgage crisis and brilliant characterization. Mickey Holla, defender of the downtrodden, has gone into foreclosure defense, and business is booming in Southern California when his client Lisa Trammell has positioned herself as the face of foreclosure, is accused of murdering the banker she blames for her troubles. So we'll see what happens with that. Sally Goldblum, The Wedding Shawl. 4 stars. The unsolved murder of a local girl fused the plot in the latest Seaside Knitters mystery. Excellent characters and setting transport readers into the daily life of Sea Harbor, where readers can almost smell the sea air as uncover clues along the savory group of knitters. Good plotting and logical sleuthing propel the story forward to eye-opening conclusion. It's summertime in Sea Harbor, Mass., and Nell, along with the rest of the sea knitters, is knitting a beautiful wedding shawl for Izzy Chambers' upcoming nuptials. Aunt Nell is working hard to prepare her backyard for Izzy's big occasion and has hired a gardener. Claire, who tries to be a young girl drowning 15 years earlier at the Markham Quarry, when a local hairdresser is murdered in Sea Harbor and is uncovered that she was the dead girl's best friend years ago. Nell wonders why Claire has returned to Sea Harbor. We'll see what happens there. I did Laurie Foster, When You Dare. Naked Guys. Do you know, a couple of magazines ago, one of the bookstore publishers made the announcement that they have 3 seconds to gain your attention as you walk down a bookstore aisle. And if it gains your attention, then you pick it up, read the back of the book, and maybe you'll decide to buy it. But they have 3 seconds. So would that gain your attention in 3 seconds? Four and a half stars. Fan favorite Foster kicks off a thrilling trilogy with a terrific tale of survival and treachery. The heroine has gone through hell and remained unbroken, but must still face some horrific situations. Foster does an excellent job laying the foundation for a relationship between the protagonists while maintaining an aura of danger and suspense. When security specialist Dare McIntosh and his buddy Trace Rivers storm a human trafficking cell in Tijuana, to rescue Trey's sister. They also discover a beaten and tortured Molly Alexander. The kidnappers make it clear that they are holding Molly for someone else. Molly is a successful author with no apparent enemies, so who would do this to her and why? Dare agrees to find out, for he is both attracted and impressed by Molly. To find the answers, they must take apart her life and her relationships. Ah, Harry Adair. I also have her books around here somewheres. Oh, look. There's another one. So, would that book make you take it off the shelves? Sherry Adair. Hush. Uh, 4.5 stars. There's never a dull moment in the action-packed thrill ride from Always Fun Adair. Hush kicks off a new series with a touch of paranormal. Take one adrenaline junkie, add in a woman who takes the Boy Scouts motto into the extreme, throwing in kidnap, jungle escapes, and assassination attempts, and you have the making of a perfect action adventure. Since her father recent death and winning the lotto, Akeda Gray has been acting atypically. Heading to Venezuela with friends is the only the start. As Akeda picks up Seki Zaki Stark in a bar, the next morning kidnappers grab Acadia Zack and his brother Gideon to be held for ransom. Zack and Gideon are worth millions, but his money the only thing behind the kidnapping. The trio is taken into the jungle and imprisoned. They manage to escape but must split up. When Gideon fails to make the rendezvous, Zack and Acadia must place their trust in Zack's new strange sixth sense to find. Ah, Roxanne St. Clair, another lady that we have seen a lot of lately. The Face of Danger. 4 stars. The percolating heat between FBI agent Colton Lang and PI Vivian Angelo explodes as they end up working the same case from different angles. St. Clair adds another notch to her growing list of thrilling novels by taking readers on a journey filled with danger, treachery, and murder. When a second star dies after winning the Best Actress Oscar, talk builds about a red carpet serial killer. Trying to get her guardian Angelinos from a firm established, Vivian tries to capitalize on her resemblance to this year's Best Actress frontrunner, Carrie Fiore, by offering to be a body double to catch the killer. Carrie agrees, but with a strange stipulation. Vivi is to fly to Nantucket and stay at Kara's estate. Vivi gets on the plane and discovers FBI agent Cotton Long, who is none too thrilled with the switch. When Vivi is attacked in Kara's house by a man asking Kara where she hid the key, Vivi and Lang realize there is more going on than they imagined. Dead by Morning, Beverly Barton. Dead by Morning. 4 stars. Barton has created one of the most compelling and creepy villains in a long time, and leads readers through a maze of twisted suspense. While some answers are provided at the end, there was an unabashed hook that will force readers to the next book in this trilogy. Mala Purdue has put on her past behind her and is focused on a career as a Powell security agent. Her confidence is shattered when a murder targets her co-workers. To find a madman, Malia confronts a serial killer already behind bars. Believing he is the key to the new murders, fellow agent Derek Lawrence can't stand that Mala is exposing herself to the killer's madness. But he's also impressed as Derek and Mala grow closer. He may be the only one who connect the dots and save them. And Fern Michaels, a lady we know a lot about, a lady that we have seen often. Southern Comfort. Ah, A slow journey to the heart of the story and a villain who appears out of nowhere too close to the end of the book mar an otherwise thrilling read ripped from today's headlines. Michael mixes humor and good old-fashioned cop drama in an endearing way, and the lead characters are multi-dimensioned. After his family is killed by a crack addict, police officer Tick Kelly retires to Mango Key, Florida, and starts a career as a crime novelist. But once a cop, always a cop, and Tick knows that something big is happening to the pink stucco mansion at the end of the key. When his twin brother and two female DEA agents show up on his doorstep, Tick's suspicions are confirmed. Oh, itch. Mary Margaret Dandridge Sealed. 4.5 stars. Take two strong characters, throw the same humor and baby, and you've got a perfect combination for a heartwarming romance. When Garth Vale discovers an abandoned infant girl hidden in a CIA plane, he goes on full alert. She needs medical attention and he can't take her to an ER, so he seeks out the new town doctor. Of all Dr. Bronwyn White Scarver's alarm bells go off when a man shows up in the middle of the night with a sick baby in tow. She realizes two things right away. He's not the girl's father, and she's met him somewhere before. But her first duty to the child, despite the threat to her medical license, Garth knows it's love at first sight for him, and he must persuade Bronwyn to marry him and keep little Julia. But she doesn't believe that she can become the wife of a SEAL. To see what happens. Oh, this is contemporary romance. We've moved on. Delisandro. She used to do some vampire stuff, so I have her vampire stuff. Summer at a Seaside Cove. 4 stars. Here's a funny, sweet, and pleasantly entertaining read. It's easy to spend time with crazy yet endearing Newman family. All their foibles and charms will embrace and delight readers. It's enough to make any single woman want to head to the seaside to escape and find romance. Jamie Newman's boyfriend left her for her sister. It's a crime against women everywhere. Yes, it is. And look, it's not even working because it's different colors. It's only working when it's green. Up there it goes. Jamie rents a seaside cottage for the summer. Her intentions is to regroup and find herself. Unfortunately, the condition of the cottage is downright unsafe, and the man who rented it to her is even riskier. Nick Trent is gorgeous and not afraid to tell it like it is. Despite his irritating personality, Jamie is undeniably attracted to him. As her drama-prone family descends upon her, Jamie turns to Nick for salvation from the chaos. We'll see. Brenda Jackson. Inseparable. Back cover, full page. 4 stars. Even though the central focus is still strong, gorgeous men with Madrid's name Reese, appearances by Trevor, Ashton, and Sir Drake are nonetheless to be sneezed at. The best part for longtime readers is the irony of Clayton Mendris being the voice of reason regarding relationships. Both new readers and established Jackson fans will enjoy this book. Since college, LaKenya and Reese have been best friends and confidants, with no hint of romance that awaits them. Kenya relocates to Houston and moves in with Reese while her condo is being completed. The resulting awareness of their attraction unfolds seamlessly. Okay. Kate Lane. Going cowboy crazy. 3 stars. This story is set in small town Texas and has a likable and strong heroine and some interesting secondary characters. Though the hero starts off a bit egotistical, his character develops into a good story. The story is entertaining even though the townspeople manipulation is irritating. We'll see how that goes. Rachel Gibson, Any Man of Mine. Isn't that a song? Hmm. Any Man of Mine, 4.5 stars. What do I have? Oh, the picture. Oh, I don't know what I keep looking at it. Rachel Gibson, Any Man of Mine. 4.5 stars. While this is a bit reminiscent of Gibson's debut novel, it is still one of the best stories ever written in the hands of such a master. She will make you laugh, cry, and identify with her characters, even if you've never been to hockey. Hurrah for the Chinooks. 6 years ago, celebrating a painful anniversary with the Vegas blowout, hockey star Sam LaCroix woke up to find himself married and not long after a father. Sam has always provided for his son, but at a distance. Now here he is at the team's captain's wedding, and there is a red-headed woman, his baby mama, looking just as good as and just as angry as the last time he saw her. Austin Haven never could figure out exactly what pushed her out of the comfort zone in Vegas 6 years ago, but the fear and pain of single motherhood has certainly put her firmly back on the straight and narrow. Now a wedding planner with successful business and a wonderful son, she has no time for a man, especially not one who has proven not the type to stick around. Sam can't even manage to remember his visitation schedule. However, when he starts making a big attempt to change his ways, she can't help but remember the hot, smoking Vegas weekend that got her into this mess. Okay. I've got to do this because I am just losing my place. Okay. Emily March, Angel Rest. Oh, I wrote down the wrong title. Emily Mark, Heartache Falls. So I wrote down the wrong title. Oh, there we go. That's why, because the three of them were together. Heartache Falls. 4 stars. As the third Eternity Spring story works its magic onto the main characters with the help of key resonant, it is also cast spells on the reader. It's a lovely story of a couple that discovers that the second half of their life doesn't have a mirror to the first. Mackenzie Timberlake achieved his dream of becoming a federal court judge 2 years ago. With the last of their children off to college, Allison Timberlake finds herself a stay-at-home mom who's completed her job without a job. As the months pass, she begins to find it annoying that Mac is uber disciplined. When offered a job in Eternity Springs 4 hours away from home, she takes it, leaving a shocked Mac behind. After months apart, Allie finally convinces Mac that she loves her family yet longs to now fulfill the dreams she set aside for them. As Mac, he discovers that sometimes a dream is achieved, that dream can change, and honesty is the best policy. See what happens. Alright. Thea Harrison, Dragon Bound. Right there in the corner here. And it was top gold pick too. 4.5 stars. Every now and then, a book comes along that blows your socks off. This is one of those books. To say that former category author Harrison makes a stellar foray into paranormal genre with this Elder Races series starter is truly an understatement. Utilizing character characterizations, edge of receipt danger, and an intriguing alternate reality, Harrison crafts a novel that grabs you from the first sentence and makes you bitterly regret that the book must end. Half-human, half-wild Pia Giovanni has been blackmailed into potentially suicide mission. She must steal something from the horde of Drago's Culber, one of the most feared and respected of the Y kind. Pia is an unwilling pawn in the Dark Fae King Euron's growing war with Dragos. Drago's business empire is centered in New York City, and his ferocious anger is ignited when he realizes that someone has found his hoard and stolen a penny. Okay. Uh, Melissa Marr, Graveminder, excuse me. 4.5 stars. The uber talented Marr takes her mesmerizing storytelling talents into the adult arena. In her atmospheric and airy tale, readers and protagonists jointly discover the secrets literally buried in this small town as Marr weaves a rich gothic tale filled with curses, responsibility, and death. A decade ago, following the death of her sister and stepfather, Rebecca Barrow left Claysville, her beloved grandmother Marlene, and Byron Montgomery, the man she and her sister loved. To say that Claysville is unique is quite the understatement, and keeping it safe requires a unique partnership between two families. For much of her life, Maylene has been the town's graveminder, tasked with taking care of the dead. Marlene's partner in this duty is William Montgomery, the Undertaker. When an unexpected evil is let loose and Maylene is killed, Rebecca returns to Claysville, only to learn that she has been designated the new Graveminder. To stop a monster, Rebecca and Byron must accept hereditary roles they never dreamed of. Let's see something here. Okay. One of my favorite authors, and we will be doing, this is one of the next series we will be doing. We're going to go through all the Dark Hunters. Born of Shadows, 4.5 stars. Kenyon returns to her League universe with this high-flying space adventure. In a universe where assassins run rampant, Kenyon builds a story that is wall-to-wall action. Since witnessing the killing of a smuggler father, Kalen has done his best to protect his 3 high-maintenance sisters. Shara is now married to his close friend Sim, but the exploits of Kalen have Kalen facing execution. In an amazing reprieve, Kalen learns he is actually the long-ago kidnapped son of Emperor Izam. Getting to know his father and adjusting to his new role as the prince is challenging, and it is completely cut short when an assassin attempt is made on Izam. Desiree Naneri is the daughter of Quilla Quinn Sarah and the member of the Royal Guard. Another assassination attempt strands Kalen and Desiree on a planet. Unless they can stop it, a major coup may both end up empires. And I have so many of this chick's books. I have so many of this chick's books. No special editing here. Dark Warrior. Defeat the Darkness. Dark Defender. Dark Protector. And so on. But I don't have this one. So, you'll have to excuse the lack of picture. Bound by Darkness, Alexis Morgan, 4.5 stars. The Palladian saga continues as 2 protagonists from different worlds are on a collision course with treachery and passion. Morgan has revealed that the enemy in this series may not just be the light-crazed others. Tracking the development from burgeoning trust to love makes a dynamic and touching read. I didn't even... No, I didn't. Forced to leave his home, Caleth Warren has slowly adapting to his new world. Liam made friends with some of the Palladian warriors, she's always, please check out my Dirty 30 New Year's Eve video for her identity. Bing, 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 bing. And watch, she'll be featured in a book next month. Alright. Forced to leave his home, Kalis warrior Larum has slowly adapting to his new world. Larum made friends with some of the Palladian warriors, but to most everyone else, he and his fellow refugees are considered dangerous targets for extermination. Her fellow being a regent, Sasha Willis, is well aware of the dangerous work done by Palanis. Sasha is also determined to become regent herself, so she eagerly accepts the assignment to clean up the mess in Seattle by the treacherous Kincaid. Sasha is not thrilled by the presence of the Kalis, but finds her prejudice challenged when she meets Lara. Okay. Um. Oh, I mentioned previously that I did the Christine Feehan reading list the other day, so please go check that out. Savage Nature, 4.5 stars. The Leopards are back in Feehan's latest. Fans will be delighted that this book picks up the story of the wounded shifter Drake Donovan as a murder and mystery invade the Louisiana bayou. Feehan pours on the eerie in this tale of blood and family feuds, but it is sizzling relationship between protagonists that gives this one the spark. Having been raised on the bayou, Sarah knows its secrets, especially the fact that her older brothers are all leopard shifters, which means that Sarah discovers dead bodies apparently done in by leopard bites. She is worried. Rather than go to the police, she contacts the landowner Jake, who sends Drake Donovan to investigate. Right off the bat, Drake realizes two things. There's something dangerous going on, and his leopardness recognized Sarah as a mate. According to the concern that Sarah is close to Halvor Dunn, her first shifting. Perilous secrets are being kept by the local leopard families, and to stop the killing, all must be revealed. So let's see what happens there. And um why did I Alright, wait a second. I'm just gonna have to do this real quickly. Sorry. I did that one, I did that one, I did that one. Uh okay. Let's just go here. Grace Sable Ascension. 4 stars. The tough lady in the middle. Um, Ascension provides a different and unique perspective on the vampire-like genre, with some Greek mythology thrown in for good measure. Readers will be happily surprised that so many different types of characters are developed in such a way, resulting in a smooth story with some depth. Kenya is the last of the dark breed, half vampire, half lichen, when the Order of Ancients has a mission for her. She must accept the challenge as the only one who stands between humans and hell on earth. In an unlikely alliance, Kenya pairs with the demigod Riker. Together they discover a sect with treacherous plans, an ancient god with designs on total destruction. Although they have a terrible past, Kenya and Ryder begin to feel a pull towards each other. Yet if they don't resist, it could mean their downfall. Okay. Tanya Huff. Uh, Vampire Forever. Uh, 4 stars. The characters jump off the pages in this sexy tale of vengeance and justice, full of vampires, werewolves, and fairies. Vale and Lilac bring out the best in each other, as brooding, as cold as they are apart. Together the sparks really fly. While the storyline moves at a steady pace, character development never falls behind. Val is a pure-blood vampire raised in the world of fairies, and as a result, he feels out of place whenever he is coming from a seriously dysfunctional family. His goal is to find his father and extract his revenge. When Lyric is kidnapped wearing one-of-a-kind fairy gown made of diamonds, Val is hired to find her. However, he soon discovers she has secrets of her own, and they begin to work together to further the goals. She wants to be free of her criminal family, and he wants justice. Burning Skies. Chris Roan. 4 stars. On the heels of her first Guardian of Ascension novel, Roan quickly follows up with the next thrilling installment. In Roan's universe, the war between vampires is both political, physical, and layering the resultant danger. Roan is fast establishing herself as a major new force in the paranormal romance. After his sister is killed, enraged vampire warrior Marcus Armagi quits the Guardians and returns to mortal Earth to build an empire. Ascended mortal Heavily Morgan lives on Earth, but that has not stopped her from having impossibly realistic sexual dreams of Marcus. It turns out they are not dreams, but part of a strange new talent Heavily is developed. While they are, like it or not, Heavily and Marcus are also undergoing brother-mate bonding. So see what happens there. Um, Mercy Burns. I would. Um, uh, Mercy Burns. 4 stars. The second book in Arthur's Myth and Legend series turns its focus on half-heir dragon Mercy Wilson, whose brother Trey was the hero of the series' launch book, Destiny Kills. While Arthur begins laying out the perimeters of her world, dragon kingdoms thrive. Hidden from human view, readers are taken on a hazardous journey as Mercy must shift through prejudice, bigotry, and murder. Half-dragon, half-human reporter Mercy Wilson and her dragon friend Rainey are trying to uncover the truth about Rainey's sister's murder. When they are forced off the road, Rainey is killed in the accident, and Mercy has only days to release Rainey's souls by finding her killers. While hunting, Mercy is captured and thrown into a cell with a mysterious stranger, Dragon Damon, who on orders from the Dragon Council has been investigating the murder of the dragon's king's son. See what happens there. Oh, I missed the Regency. I'll have to go back. Uh, Twilight Prophecy, Maggie Shane, 4 stars. The spellbinding story is great imaginative addition to Shane's vampire stories. Not one to read if you're looking for a cheerful, happily ever, but quite satisfying with a bit of a cliffhanger. James Poe and his twin sister Bridget are unique, part vampire and yet 1/4 human. James has the ability to heal and raise the dead with his touch. He is the leader and Bridget is the destroyer. James is searching for the reason they were born. Bridget thinks she has found it. It involves Professor Lucy Lanford, an archaeologist and one of the chosen. With the ability to become a vampire, now the truth is out that the vampires exist and prophecy that foretells their alienation might come true. Lucy finds herself shot, healed, drugged, and interrogated and released to the bad guys, to James. Soon she's helping him save the vampires by rescuing Unitopianism dead for 5,000 years. See what happens there. I need to go back and do that in a minute. Let me just catch up my list here. This. The Legend of Michael. Again, what's with the naked guys on the cover? 4 stars. Jones launches a new series with the thrilling story of love and determination in a society on the brink of war. Area 51 is a training and research facility for a new breed of soldier with a combination of alien and human DNA. Readers will be hooked on the intriguing couples and will be hoping for a happy ever after as the world in their small hold on it crumbles. So see what happens there. Is that? It is here. All right. Another book I don't have, but I don't have a picture of either. Oh wait a minute, it's only 3 stars. We'll let it go. Oh, that's 3 stars too. All right. So we'll do 3 stars. We'll just do this real quickly. Black Magic Woman, Christine Warren. It only got 3 stars. What started out as an idea for a single ebook, Warren has now turned into quite the series, as Black Magic Woman is the 11th entry in the other series. What this book may lack in substance is more that makes up for in passion. It's an amusing story. Okay. And another book with a naked guy on the cover. Big Bad Beast. All 3 stars. Although Lawrenson excels at paranormal character development, this story is held back by the multitude of secondary characters and suspense plot that's not quite strong enough. And for the first part of the book, some tough girl shifters are a little too ready to rumble and brawl. Still, you will enjoy the humorous portrayal of the various shifters and their unique personalities, especially some of the younger cups and pubs that everyday lives of playing on a hockey team. Okay. I don't know. Um, Steve. Chloe Neal. Hard bitten. 4 stars. Neal has a creative, descriptive, imaginative, striking world for her Chicagoland vampires, rich with real-world problems as well as ugly creatures, though it might be a bit difficult for newcomers to jump into. Once acclimated, they'll find it roughly fantastic. Merritt is tasked with finding out who is killing humans. The city's mayor has threatened to put Ethan, her master and maker, in jail if they don't find the culprit. To save her master and her past lover, she teams up with underground vampires who have their own agenda. The answers lead them to Merritt's nemesis, but the story doesn't stop there. Keep it going. Oh, good lord. I didn't see this only had 2 stars. Alright, we're just gonna run through it quick here. 2 whole stars, it must be pretty bad. If you have not read the other books in this series, you will be lost in this one. Everyone is part of this disjointed story, and there are multiple references to a previous plotline, so much so that it's very confusing. Okay, end there. um, uh, Jennifer Eastep. There you go. The bottom. Down there. Tangled Threads. 4.5 stars. It's an assassin versus assassin in the 4th chapter, Eastep's outstanding elemental series. Gina Blanco is one of the most intriguing heroines on the scene today. As the action heats up, Estep thoughtfully reveals additional suspects of Jin's character. After the most recent defeats she has suffered at the hands of the Spider, it is not surprising when mob boss Fire Elemental Mab Monroe brings in the big guns. As Jin and her foster brother Finn surveil a planned hit, they spy deadly electrical elemental assassin Elektra. See what happens there. And I don't know why. I keep missing it. Oh, that's because there's a card in the way. Oh, I did not see this. Let me go get this. Because of the card. I missed it. Gee, I might have this one too. Alright. 4.5 stars. And this author comes up in several different. I did Amethyst Sluice because she's a waitress. She doesn't get paid to investigate murders. She's a waitress. And it also comes up in Vampires because she associates with vampires. And it also comes up in Fae because she associates with Fae. She's got a little Fae in her too. Sucker! Sorry. Watched Two Blood too many times. Alright, having too much fun here. 4.5 stars. Despite being telepathic, Suki is often the last person to learn true motivations of those around her. However, she is no longer a starry-eyed dreamer. In this book, multi-talented Harris wraps up some previous plot threads and lays out clues to the series' next intriguing directions. Are you going to work? Are you going to work? You are all blue, and that means you are not working. Let's see if we can get her to work. Hello? Family history in Suki's mind as she helped with the help of her fairy cousin Claude and great uncle Dermot. Cleans out the overflowing attic. Amongst the junk, Sufi discovers a hidden treasure left behind by her grandmother. Things literally heat up at Merlot's when someone throws a Mavatak cocktail at the patrons. Suki believes the perpetrator is a soup, but who and why? Business is also severing at Fantasia as evil vampire Victor tries to destroy Eric. Sorry. Sorry. Hounded. 4 stars. In this engaging, fast-paced rom, Atticus is a handsome and witty narrator with a knack for getting himself in trouble and back out again. The world building is excellent, and the existence of gods and multi-belief systems is delightful. Alright. Let's move on to Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Lisa Renee Jones. Breathless Descent. 4 stars. Ex-Army Ranger Caleb Martin returns to Austin, Texas to join the Crazy Aces skydiving team. He runs into his best friend's younger sister, Shay White, who's been carrying a torch for Caleb all these years. Their feelings for each other are complicated partly because Shay's parents took Caleb after his parents died when he was a teen. There's no denying their mutual attraction. Maureen Childs, King's Millionaire Dollar Secret. 4.5 stars. Working undercover on his own job site, loner Rafe King is fascinated by homeowner Katie Charles, who is nothing like the wife who dumped him for his best friend. Katie the Cookie Queen has a serious grudge against the King family after getting dumped by one of them, so Rafe wants to make her like him, then reevaluate his family before he reveals his true identity. Let's see. Which one is that? Lace. There's no special editing here. Just surrender. 3 stars. When part-time cab driver Edie Higgins is picked up by Dr. Taylor Hart from the airport, she is only looking for another passenger to drive into the city. Tyler, a native Texan, is in New York for a medical fellowship that has him working side by side with Edie's father, a famed heart surgeon. Although Edie is attracted to Tyler, she's cautious about letting relationships get too serious. See what happens. Melanie Milbourne, the unclaimed baby. No editing here. No special editing. I'm failing. Harlequin presents. Here. 4 stars. The last person Bronte expects to see in her ballet studio and Luca Sabatini, the unknowing father of her toddler daughter Ella. Luca wants to resume their relationship but doesn't realize how badly he hurt Bronte when he ended things. Okay. Teresa Carpenter, the boss's surprise son. 4 stars. Workaholic Julie CEO Rick Sullivan is thrown off his game when Savannah Jones becomes his assistant. Having been raised by a widowed father who funneled his grief into his work to determine the family, Savannah has no intent of getting involved with a workaholic Rick. However, a business trip to London turns romantic. Kathleen Eagle, Cowboy Take Me Away. Anybody remember Calgon, Take Me Away, the old Bath stuff? By Kathleen Eagle. When a widow Skylar Quinn sees Bronco rider Trace Wolf track on top of a horse, she's intrigued. After they meet, Trace can't get the strawberry blonde out of his mind. Mitzi's Marine. 4 stars. Forced to work in the same recruiting office as her ex-fiance, Navy Chief Petty Officer Mitzi is attracted to Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant Bruce Calhoun all over again, even though he forced her out of his life when he needed her the most. Bruce broke up with Misty after losing his legs. Uh-oh. I get one of those, he had PTSD, he was going through some stuff, and he was throwing everybody away from him when he should have been encouraging people to come to him. He was throwing them all out. I can see that. That's been the factor of many movies. The Big Sky Reunion, Charlotte Carter. Excuse me. To help her great aunt after she suffers a stroke, Melinda Spencer has hopes of making her aunt's shop into a profitable business. After the death of her husband and son, Melinda needs the work to help her with her grief. Surprisingly, Daniel O'Brien, the bad boy who came close to convincing teenage Mindy to be bad, is now helping the church group, and that they're attracted to each other. Okay. And The Unexpected Bride. Paradise Haven, Idaho Territory, 1874. Renelle Devonwood is about to marry a complete stranger, but she doesn't have any choice thanks to what her brother has done. Hayden Bowen has just learned that the woman he is picking up at the train station is there to marry him. His brother Jesse is responsible for the matchup, even if Hayden has no intention of marrying again. Eller's Cave. If you want some adult activity, get going with Eller's Cave. And I have 1, 2. No. Just 1. 4.5 stars. My gal pal over here. Sweet Possession. Banks continues her Sweet series with suspense entry complete with friends from prior book. Lyric Jones is a spoiled celebrity wild child who surrounds herself with adoring fans. None of them know she's trying to outrun a stalker who's causing old nightmares to resurface. Enter reluctant bodyguard Carmen Malone is convinced the only way to keep her safe is to isolate her from others. Just wanna... Sweet Possession. Oh, Persuasion, sorry. That's Possession, sorry. And I wanted to go back and do this one book because I missed it in the beginning. Just do this one book real quick. It's the Regency, of course. I'm always forever skipping the Regencies. And see, Sarah MacLean got 4.5 stars. The third book in the Love by Numbers series is a fast-paced, funny, and tender read. You'll love watching MacLean's well-developed characters fall in love, define their relationship, and a cameo appearance of their first 2 couples is unforgettable. Julian Fiore, the younger half-sister of the Marquise of Ralston, hasn't been in England long, but she already knows that England puts a lot of stock in proper behavior, but they're not much for passion. When she meets Simon Pearson, the Duke of Leighton, she values his reputation above all. Her mission is clear. Show him the value of passion and bring him to his knees with kisses. So there you have Romantic Times Book Review, May 2011. Are you ready for, let's see. You know, there's no editing here. There's no, oh, speaking of Suki. Suki. Let's see what's in here. I haven't looked at this in a while. I go through this. Let's see. Come on, where's the index? I need an index. True Blood, page 16. Let's look. Do this real quick. Bill, and he turns out to be her real life husband, by the way. Eric, and the werewolf. But not her husband. She ends up marrying Sam, by the way, in the books. But in real life, she marries Bill. Is that the only? Yeah, that's it. So what's the next? There we go. There's June. Gotta get ready for it. I'll see you on the flip side. Don't forget to please check out Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays, if this thing really works. If Then Fridays, and Flashback Mondays, and James Patterson's Alex Cross daily reviews, the end of Victoria Thompson's Gilded Age series reviews, J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood reviews, and there's a couple of new ones thrown in here and there, and we're going to get started on C.S. Harris, old detective amateur sleuthing from the 1800s in England. By a rank, I don't think he's I think he's a Viscount or a Marquis. We'll have to check on that. All right, stay tuned. Be good. Enjoy. The unexpected. It's Big Brother. Have a good one.